Hello, welcome to Not for Educational Purposes, where we take a random subject we know nothing about and attempt to understand more about it using the internet, while we careen off topic and see how far away from the original purpose of the show we can get. Please be advised, this podcast is so unhinged that we lost the door centuries ago. There will be nonsense, chaos, lots of giggles, and most importantly, swearing and possibly mild sexual content. You know, all the fun stuff, not for children. Listen at your own discretion.
There we go. Perfect.
Welcome to Not for Educational Purposes. It's been a hot fucking minute. How we doing? Other than I'm sad.
That's way to kick it off. Everyone should send positive vibes towards Nerd.
Yes.
Because they deserve it.
It'll be fine.
Also go follow their Twitch stream.
Yeah.
Ha!
Kai/nerd has a Twitch stream, all the things, all the stuff.
I do, but I'm not doing anything with it right now because brains are difficult. But we're getting there. We're planning on it. I made it pretty. That's the hard part.
That's a possibility. Could we? Yeah.
Yeah, we stream together.
That'd be super fun.
Yeah.
That'd be super fun. Both stream at the same time. I'd be down.
Yeah. Play a game and do the thing. That's not. What is it?
That's doing the thing.
Yes.
Is that? Oh man, that brings a whole new meaning to this.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't like that at all.
That's kind of what that means, because the two fingers in a gun shape pointed at each other means oh, shy, which is a fucking lie. It just means somebody's interested in somebody else in a sexual manner, I believe.
It's touching tips.
Yeah, touching tips.
Yeah,
that's weird.
That no one knows what we're doing.
I described it. Sort of.
By the way, I'm Kai.
I'm Jay.
And I'm James.
Welcome to our podcast where we talk about things that you can't see.
All of the unknowns.
All of it's inappropriate.
All of the unknowns. Everything is inappropriate. We are adults-ish.
Yeah, adult adjacent.
We're adult in age.
Yeah, there you go. Isn't everybody? Well,
no,
not everybody.
Not
literal
everyone.
adults. My brain was straight up just everyone's a child at heart. That's what I thought I was saying out loud.
Right.
I in fact,
get that.
Not say
that makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you.
Man.
All right. So we don't have questions from the internet today, but we do have questions from Jay's roommate.
Yeah, because I didn't do my job, and then I last minute did my job from one person. Sometimes I get things right, and sometimes I don't. However, I think this is going to be wild. So the very first one that he texted me was, the Bible mentions unicorns 9 times.
What?
What?
Yes, the Bible mentions unicorns 9 times.
All right, I'm gonna need a fact check on this one.
Yeah.
I heard about Jesus. I didn't hear about no horse with no horns.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, well, they kind of, yeah, they do.
Things that toxic couples do.
Oh no.
In one part, the Bible speaks
I don't actually
of
know what that means. I just know that it's a thing.
A unicorn?
It's when a couple that's usually a straight couple gets on a dating app to try to find a bisexual woman to specifically have sex with who calls themselves a unicorn, and they call themselves that because they are only interested in couples. I believe that is the correct thing.
Yes.
Okay.
As far as I'm aware.
Terminology check.
Yeah. That was my general understanding of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unicorns. Bible.
We are talking about the literal unicorn, though.
What?
The fictional creature. The Bible in Numbers 23:22 and 24:8, the Bible speaks of the strength of a unicorn. Deuteronomy 33:17, Psalm 22:21, and Psalm 92:10 speak of the unicorn horn. In Psalm 29:6, the unicorn is likened to a young calf skipping. And Isaiah 34:7 mentions unicorns in the same context as bulls and bullocks.
Wow.
So real unicorns or as a
real
metaphor?
unicorns.
So they're talking literally about the fictional animal.
Yes.
In the fictional storybook that a lot of people take as literal rules.
Yes.
This is how you get me to believe in the Bible real quick.
I mean,
Yes,
the
I'm on
unicorn
board.
is also the national animal of Scotland, I think.
But is it real?
I mean, there's a rhinoceros.
That's okay. That's a different type of unicorn.
Yes.
Just as magical, but not the same.
It's not the same as the unicorn that we all know and love.
Yeah.
The unicorn is the official national animal of Scotland.
Yes.
I feel
Love
like
Scotland.
the Bible people probably explain the unicorn away by calling rhinoceros. Same. It's a book about a guy who changes water to wine. So, like, are we not talking fictional already?
Both of those things sound great, so I don't know why we're arguing.
Yes.
I would like to figure out why Google has a Band-Aid on. Oh, it's a vaccination thing. Okay.
It's a patch.
It's a Band-Aid. Band-Aid is covering the O, and the second G, and I was like, why is that? And then I went to the homepage, and it was like, hey, get your vaccine, because we're putting Band-Aids on you. And I was like, sweet.
Get vaccinated. I don't care who you are. Get vaccinated if you can. If you can't, I understand like medical reasons. That's
if you have a legitimate medical reason not to, then don't do it. If you do not have a legitimate medical reason not to, get your fucking vaccine, please.
Yeah. Like, you're ruining it for everybody else. You're the shitty person in class that got everybody else homework.
That's
who you are.
You're that one nerd.
Do what?
You're that one nerd that's like
one nerd. It's like, sorry, we had homework. It's like,
oh man, that was me.
That was also me.
Hey, but I got vaccinated.
I was the person that never did my homework because I thought it was
I corrected the teachers up until I left high school at the age of 16. So that says a lot about my personality.
Nerd, where do you fall on this scale?
I was the quiet, gifted kid.
Yeah.
I was the quiet, gifted kid who grew up and then got burnout.
That's fair. Yeah. I understand.
And all of the ADHD.
ADHD. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no. Because you weren't taught how to learn as a kid.
Well, it hit me about 16. Like up until I was 16, I was perfectly focused and like could do my homework. I got straight A's all grade 4. But then 16 happened and my brain was like, joke's on you.
Can it be late onset?
I mean, hormonal. Like when you're going through puberty, your brain starts changing.
Because your brain changes, and I went through puberty real fucking slow. Yeah.
I've been ADHD since I was in elementary school.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. I had to be in the special needs classes.
I did not have to do that.
Allowed. My friends went, and I was gone.
Yeah.
It's not a good place.
Well, now that you've told me the stories, I understand that I didn't want to. But as a child, you could not tell me that I didn't want to because all my fucking friends were in there and they did not let me go in there because Jeanette didn't. You know what? Anyway. You know what?
Jeanette.
Not the cunt. Anyways, fuck you, Jeanette.
Fucking Jeanette.
God damn it. If you would have got me Tristan when I was a baby, this wouldn't have been happening. Oh, well.
Want a different question?
Yeah.
Yes, but also there apparently is 8 times that the unicorn was mentioned in the Bible.
Oh no. One was wrong. I feel like that's still a lot of times.
That's a lot
of times. It's a lot of mentioning the horn of the unicorn. Oh, and dragons are also mentioned in the Bible, apparently.
Wouldn't they be? I mean, Moses parted the seas. That makes all sorts of sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every animal, one of every, two of every animal on a boat. Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
It's fan fiction.
There's less than 50 animals ever.
Yeah.
It is fan fiction.
Yeah.
It's some major fan fiction.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's like, guys,
here's a fun fact Here's a fun fact that I learned the other day. The modern depictions of Jesus, the reason that he's white is because the modern depictions are based off of Michelangelo's lover.
I thought it was his like brother.
No, it's his lover.
Oh my god.
He was
That's
gay as fuck.
amazing.
So
He was
all
like-
of these bitches in like who worship this white man are worshiping a gay icon.
Oh man, that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
England. This fellow is not as pretty as my lover, so
Exactly. So I'm gonna turn him into one.
I'm gonna turn my lover into a god.
There you go.
Which I mean is the true testament of love.
You know?
It's true.
He was born in the Middle East. If had he been white, that would have been the fucking miracle.
Yep. Yep.
He's turning water into wine. He's a fucking different color. Why is no one mentioning this? Oh man.
So okay. And it's technically legal to marry a dead person in France.
Absolutely not. What the fuck? No.
Oh,
That's something I
no.
never thought I would say.
I'm so upset. That's so disturbing. Oh man.
I need to know if that's
Oh.
true and if so, why.
I'm disturbed. I am perturbed. But in France, somebody married the Eiffel Tower, so that's not surprising, more so as it is disturbing.
Wasn't it a woman just like walking around marrying a bunch of different things, like traveling?
Oh,
about-
okay.
I married just the Eiffel Tower. No, you're probably right. I think you're right.
Okay. So posthumous marriage in France is legal, but must be approved by several civil servants and the family of the deceased. France is one of the few could blah 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 blah. A few women were married by use of proxy to soldiers that had died weeks earlier. So it's basically used for people who have effectively already agreed to become married. Like you can't just marry a dead person. They have to have like if your ceremony was set up, like if you signed a thingy, if had they been alive on the day of your marriage, you would have gotten married, then you can marry them.
That makes sense. Because like at that point, you're not like just having a dead body in your house. That's
Yeah.
creepy. It's like you're marrying this person because you were gonna be married before and you deserve their assets.
Yeah.
And also all the things that come with the funeral.
Yeah.
Oh, that would suck. Getting married and then having to organize a funeral immediately after.
I know.
The funeral first, then the marriage at the.
That feels backwards.
I feel like I feel like that's forwards. Cause if you bury the body first, then you're not sitting there holding the hand of a dead man walking down the aisle.
Why don't
That's
you
a
just
little
do it at the same time?
Oh man, that's smart.
Why would you have a ceremony for a wedding for a dead person? Don't you just go in and like sign the paper?
Yeah.
Like-
I think you just go in and sign something.
I don't know. I feel like if it's like that much of an emotional, like sentimental thing that you would want to like have either the person or the grave and the family of and like friends of near while you like were there because you're sitting there grieving for one, like you're grieving the person that you love that you lost and like that you're trying to like connect with on a different level and like you're aware of their like goneness and depending on your spirituality, like depends on whether or not you would want that or if you would just want the paperwork done.
I would not want to have that whole ass wedding. Because then all of the focus.
Well, not a
would be
whole
on
ass
you.
wedding. I'm not talking about walking down a fucking, aisle in a white dress. I'm talking about being in a room full of the family and friends of your
Yeah.
loved one and yourself and like crying your face off while they all tell happy stories and you sign the paperwork and like have a support system around you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I suppose
what
it
I'm
depends on
envisioning.
like what.
exception of the funeral.
I'd want to separate those two, probably. I feel like, but
Yeah,
then again,
you
it
could
could depend on the
distance-
person.
Because then that saves time.
Oh,
What's the right
'cause
word that I'm looking for?
time so much matters.
Does when you're human.
Uh,
Oh, not when you're grieving a loved one and you're like in a moment.
Oh no. Sorry, I had a dark thought. That was not
Oh.
okay. Let's move on. Oh man.
wah, wah, wah,
I'm real sad today.
wow.
In 1672, an angry Dutch mob ate their own prime minister.
What?
I had a stroke.
Of course it's the fucking Dutch.
I've heard nothing of the Dutch ever. I don't think this is the one thing that's of course. I need some background on your knowledge of the Dutch, Kai.
I mean, I'm
for
half
what?
Dutch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
know that.
The Dutch are strange, lovely
Oh.
but strange people.
Yeah.
They're also responsible for a lot of the problems that we currently have
Wow.
because they started the whole take over the world with colonialism, and then Britain was like, psych, I'm gonna take it from you, and then the Dutch got real poor.
Are you saying the Dutch was the start of colonialism and capitalism and all that jazz, and the British were like, no, we're taking it from you, thank you. We're gonna colonize your colonizing abilities.
Well, no, they weren't the start, but at one point they did have the control of the entire ocean.
Oh my god.
They had like ports everywhere. New York used to be called New Amsterdam before Britain took it.
What?
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I'm perturbed.
Yeah.
Why does that sound like a Danish?
I feel like it means disturbed and interested at the same time.
Perturbed?
Am I wrong? Perturbed?
Well, look
like
up
it's something struck a
definition.
chord and you're interested and also like
I
could be wrong.
Kind of. Perturbed is an adjective, feeling anxiety or concern, unsettled.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah.
Yeah, I think it works.
Sort of. Yeah, it worked for what I was in expressing, I guess. Oh no.
Oh no.
That face. There we go.
So, let me describe. Nerd looks both interested and disgusted at the same time.
Perturbed, you might say.
One could say I'm perturbed.
Oh, this is great. Words make me really happy.
Do you ever make your fingers or your toes stiff enough to like play them like a piano? Like little.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, I do.
I don't know how to play piano, so I'm not good at that.
I like pianos. I can play a couple songs, but not like any good ones.
You can play the piano?
A little bit, not like a lot. Don't get too excited.
That's so wild!
I'm not great at it.
I
can play like 3 songs.
You can play. That is more songs than I can play.
It's like the chopsticks and the yeah. And then the wait, when the Saints come marching in, I can play those 3. I can play chopsticks. The second one I did, and then the when the Saints come marching in. That's about it.
I can do the C scale.
You can do a B scale.
The C scale.
C scale.
The easiest one. The one that doesn't require any sharps or flats.
It's just.
No, it goes up. I mean, it goes up 4 octaves. 4?
So like that.
2 octaves. Sorry.
Na.
Yeah, but it's 2 octaves, and I can also do it like because I used to play the piano. I played piano up until I was like 12, I think.
Yeah.
You can go. There's a one that you can do with both hands where you go up an octave, and then your right hand goes up another octave, and your left hand goes down at the same time, and then they go back up and down, and then you go up, then you go down, then you, like.
That sounds really cool. I love piano, by the way.
It's beautiful.
Like, I'm a huge fan of just that instrument itself.
It's a beautiful
that
instrument.
Violin.
Yeah.
And then Lindsay Sterling ruined the violin for me.
What?
Lindsay Sterling ruined the violin for me.
Lindsay Sterling's a piece of work.
Oh, so you know.
So you know. That face says it all. Yes,
no.
yes.
I heard about it briefly, and then
It's
was like,
awful.
yeah, okay.
That makes sense.
Anyone who's way too deep in any sort of religion is
Yep.
problematic.
A little bit.
Are we still learning about Prime Minister? I fully forgot.
I'm getting there.
The power of ADHD.
Yep.
Oh God. An unsuccessful attempt was made on DeWitt's life. DeWitt being the Prime Minister, I'm pretty sure. And his brother arrested on trumped-up charges of plotting to assassinate Willem. I think Willem's the king.
Okay.
It was while visiting his brother in prison that DeWitt was eventually killed on the 20th of August by a mob that had gathered outside. Both brothers were hanged and mutilated. Willem's complicity in this is unclear, though he failed to prosecute the mob's ringleaders. There are accounts of some among the mob taking parts of the body and eating them. One man is even said to have eaten an eyeball. Although the stories may have been exaggerated, people did often take souvenirs of executions, such as those who dipped handkerchiefs in the blood of King Charles I. So the reason that this happened is because the angry mob was very pro-monarchy, which meant that Well, they wanted the king to rule them, so they wanted Willem to rule them and not the prime minister.
Gaslighting and manipulation.
Yay!
Yay.
That's fair. All right. Well, that's really disturbing.
So whether or not it is actually real is not proven, but it is suspected.
Choose to believe that it's true.
Yeah.
Because I want to, and that's how other people tend to believe in things.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that exactly how the United States was founded?
Yes, in fact it
Through
was.
blood and mutilation?
Yeah.
Yes. So that sounds right.
Yay!
Yay! Okay. Children in Iceland are not legally allowed to have names with C in them.
What?
In Icelandic language has no C's, so no such names are allowed.
Oh, that makes sense.
What?
Yeah.
Does it though?
Well,
Well,
yeah,
it's
I mean, if your language does not have a letter for it, how is it supposed to exist in a word?
But you're not allowed?
Well, no, I'm
Yeah.
sure that they have English names, but the name in Icelandic would have to be spelled without a C.
But is it like a law? Because it says, he said legally. Remember, this is my roommate, so we're pulling all of this from him.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Woo!
Yeah. It makes me so happy that you found that song. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Oh my god. Had no idea that I knew a real song. I thought my brain was just making up sounds. Nope, turns out I'm a jukebox.
Ah.
Yeah, that's true. I've had 3? Question mark? 3. I think 3. Yeah, no, I died 3 times. That's what the palm reader told me. So the 3 marks on my body that you've seen, definitely. Those are in fact my death marks.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but I'll go with it.
Yeah.
Established in 1991, the committee remains sole steward of the official list of names suitable for Icelandic babies. At the end of 2012, this list reportedly contained 1,712 male names and 1,853 female names, and while the list grows every year, parents are allowed to propose new names for a small application fee. The committee is very particular about which names are suitable for integration into Icelandic culture. Any new submissions are judged on 3 main criteria. The name must only contain letters in the Icelandic alphabet, must be adaptable to Icelandic grammar rules, and must not cause the child any future embarrassment.
Wow.
Oh,
So
how sweet.
it's not that the names cannot contain the letter C because the letter C does not exist in the Icelandic alphabet. So they would
Well,
either
like-
have to replace it with an S or a K.
Huh.
I
They
would
wanted
like
the
to
sound.
circle back that one of the rules is so that it doesn't cause the child embarrassment.
That's cute.
Like at first I was like, that's rude. You should let them name whatever name they want. But it's like, it's for the safety of the kid. And it's like,
Oh,
okay.
that changes my perspective.
Isn't Iceland like the safest place in the world to live?
I think so. And they keep it that way.
Because of these rules. No bullying.
It says, you might be shaking your head at that last stipulation, but it actually just came up in a ruling earlier this year. Applicants wanted to name their child Hel, possibly after Norse mythology's ruler of the underworld with the same name. While Hel complies with Icelandic grammar and spellings, the naming committee agreed that it could cause a lifetime of embarrassment for the poor little Hellion. Other names rejected for this reason include Skessa, a female troll, and I'm not gonna pronounce that because it'll be bad, meaning villain.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I feel like once you've reached a certain age and you're like, yeah, I want to be named that, they should let you do that. But
Yeah.
I love that they have rules on like parents being able to name their kids.
Yeah.
Because the kid doesn't know what it wants to be named yet.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's smart. I like that.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm on board for this. I want to know how they go through that though. So do you have to have a name picked out like way before and you have to like submit it?
Probably. There's a
well,
new name.
not necessarily. Like, I'm sure that that's one of those things that the government would kind of fast track.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, let's move this quickly.
Especially
Man.
like if the kid's born already.
Imagine being on that committee though, of like approving or like denying names for kids. That's fucking wild.
An interesting video for sure.
Ready for something else?
Yeah.
There is a company that turns dead bodies into an ocean reef.
There totally is.
That is amazing. There's also one that
believe
turns you
that.
into trees. and
Yeah.
I haven't. I'm not sure. I haven't kept up with the pod stuff yet, but they might actually be finished with it. I want to say that they are because my hope and dream is that they are. And that's readily available for people within the future, like the very immediate future, because that'd be dope, and we could create fucking
Yeah. Well,
funeral forests.
the pods are already well, like they're made little urns that can turn you into a tree. At least, like your ashes can go into an urn and then it'll become a tree. But there's also one that's like they're working on that's like a whole ass pod.
Yeah, that's
that,
what I was talking
like
about.
your just body goes into, and they plant that in the ground, and then it grows a tree.
Yeah.
Which I feel is better. I feel like
It's
ashes is
called
not
Eternal Reefs. So they create permanent living legacies, memorializing the passing of a loved one. For families and individuals that choose cremation, Eternal Reefs offers a unique memorial choice that replaces cremation urns and ash scatterings with a permanent environmental living legacy. They put
That's
it,
fucking dope.
I think what they do is they mix the ashes with whatever type of like concrete resin or whatever they make the thing out of, and then they form it into the shape, and then they plant it with corals in the ocean, and it becomes a reef.
Okay. So the way that coral reefs are made, and correct me if I'm wrong, is there are organisms that latch onto solid things and then they spread and they grow. So it's like a plant. It's like a yeah, it's a plant that like connects to a solid surface underground and like forms more plants. So like they need a solid surface to latch onto.
Yes.
So if they're making like concrete resin things out of people's ashes, they're giving a solid surface for the reef to grab on.
Okay.
Yeah,
That makes
like barnacles and coral and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I live right near the ocean, so I know all about that.
Oh yeah.
We don't have coral reefs over here, but we have lots and lots of rocks and lots of sea life and marine animals and lots of kelp. Kelp is gross.
Oh
Oh
man.
no.
It's
That's like sea hair.
What?
It's like sea hair.
What
it
is
is
sea hair?
effectively, yeah. It's seaweed. Like really, really big seaweed.
It's delicious.
It is delicious. But it also looks like hair underground.
I hate that. I hate that. The way that's said, that makes me so uncomfortable. I don't want to imagine hair in the ocean, let alone fucking on touching my feet.
If you think
That's how I'm going to
about
water.
kelp, like if for example you were walking on the ocean floor close to like say maybe 20 or 30 feet down, kelp would look like an underwater forest. That's what it looks like.
Oh, okay.
So they're really, really long and they go up really, really high. And they're usually habitat for otters and other cute things, I think.
Otters, cute and destructive.
They're so destructive.
I love them so much.
You're the humans.
Oh wow, you're so right.
They're terrorists. They're just little terrorists.
It's true.
Yep.
It's true.
And then it will destroy things.
Yep, that's humans.
They're so cute. It's unfortunate. Oh man.
Did you know that elephants think we're cute?
Yes, I did, and I love that fact so much.
It makes me
especially
so
because
happy.
They're adorable. It's essentially walking up to an animal and be like, "You're so cute," and be like, "You're so cute," and like.
Yes.
Oh, I love elephants so much.
Me too. Huge fan.
So cute.
Hi. I got my Jojo Finnick Fox tattoo.
Huh?
I don't know if I even told you I was gonna get that. Anyways.
No.
Well, my favorite animal is a Finnick Fox.
Cool.
And I got that tattooed on my body as of
Sweet.
2 days ago, or a day and a half
Nice.
ago. Ish.
Did you know that dogs, when they see their people, their family, they have the same chemical release in their brain that you release when you see a loved one?
Yep.
Aww. That's
Yep.
so sweet.
Dogs
Give me
love
one
us far too much.
They're the best.
I like dogs.
Like-
They're cool.
What's so much fun is you can make them excited just by going in and being excited.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we were visiting someone else and they had like he looks like a German Shepherd Malamute sort of mix, but I don't think that's what it is. But I was so excited. Like he'd get up and like walk to you, but I'd start like going like, "Ooh, good boy," and like do like the little tappy dance you do with your feet, and then he would get so excited. He'd be like, "Oh And so he would do it. It was the best. I had a lot.
That sounds like a great experience.
Dogs, I love dogs, but they're like children for me.
Yes,
And
that's how I feel.
I really love them when they don't belong to me.
Exactly.
I like that I can give them back.
That's how I feel about kids.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about dogs and kids.
Because, like, dogs are basically toddlers. Like,
Yes, they never grow up.
they never grow up.
They definitely talk
even when
to
they're
you.
real old. Like, when they're real old, they might be, like, 5.
Yeah.
You know? Like, not quite a toddler, but definitely a child.
There are some dogs specifically, though, that are like 70-year-old humans.
Oh, absolutely.
That are just like old men dogs that
They're
just
just
sit by the door and
chihuahuas.
they're just like, yeah. I love chihuahuas. I'm a huge fan of that annoying ass yap they do. That high-pitched, like, annoying piece of crap fucking sound they make. I love it. I love it so much.
I am really sensitive to sound, so
I am as well.
I do not
Wait.
like dogs barking. Not because it scares me, but because it makes me want to punch glass.
That's fair. That is fair. I feel that way when I hear the low bark of a dog, like the woof, woof. Oh, I don't like that.
Big boof.
I don't like that at all. I like the high-pitched yap. Because
No.
it reminds me it makes me think of like screaming in like horror movies, and that's what I used to listen to go to sleep. Anyways, next fact.
I like big boofers because they're big and scary, and I know that they're gonna protect me, and I'm afraid of getting attacked in the middle of the night.
Okay. Do you have anything else? Is there anything else on that list?
Yes, we do. A cat was the mayor of an Alaskan town for 20 years.
What?
Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah.
How can a cat be a mayor? He can't make decisions.
No,
Well,
He was voted. It was voted in.
Yeah. They were
His
just like,
name is
"Yeah."
Stubbs.
Supposedly he did really well. They were like, yeah, sure him.
well,
Yep, for 2 decades, Mayor Stubbs the cat officially held the highest office in one small town in Alaska.
I love that.
How did they make laws? They just like put a paper in front of him and whatever cat he touched.
Listen, I want to read you this because it's brilliant. A demanding yellow and orange hedonist with 0 qualifications elected in a bout of anti-establishment protest despite having no experience, no platforms to speak of, no real power, and no opposable thumbs. This was Mayor Stubbs the cat, leader of Talkeetna, Alaska for nearly 20 years.
That is the best description I've ever heard.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! This is also the same town that does the moose dropping festival.
So what?
Huh? What?
There's a what?
A moose.
It's not
trapping
what you
festival?
think it is.
First off,
Dropping.
mooses are terrifying.
It's just wait. the
It's
way
better.
that you are reacting is exactly the same way PETA reacted when they heard this, which is why it doesn't happen anymore. The Moose Dropping Festival is not about dropping mooses. And I know that that the plural of moose is moose, and I don't care. It's not about dropping mooses. It's about moose droppings.
Yeah.
Ew.
That's where I went.
What the fuck?
It's like moose droppings. It's
Yeah.
moose poop.
It's the Moose Dropping Festival. Moose dropping as in the droppings
Why?
of moose.
What is it? Why? I'm so confused.
What do
It's-
they get out of it?
Is in which moose dung is flung from a helicopter every July, and onlookers guess where it will land.
No.
I love this town. This is my favorite town.
It's the best.
They really said chaos? Sure.
Yeah.
It really did, though.
They
are
also
chaotic.
have the Wilderness Woman Contest, where local women prove their physical prowess with games of strength like tossing firewood and hunting moose.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
God.
they're okay with the women hunting meese. Moose? But they're not okay with people flinging
With people
poo?
flinging, well, because the reason that they weren't okay with it is because of the title.
They
So
could
they
just be like,
banned
"Hey,
it.
we're-"
I'm pretty sure they still do it. They just don't call it that anymore.
I feel like they should. And every time PETA shows up, they're like, that's where we're throwing it.
On PETA.
Like, understand, save the animals and all that shit, but sometimes you're doing
my
the
god.
most.
I definitely thought you guys were talking about a person. I forgot PETA
No.
was an entire organization.
PETA, as in all capital letters.
Oh yeah, they for sure are. I've
Yeah.
seen the videos. That's terrifying. Why would you? What? That's not how you make people stop eating meat. It's got to be a choice of their own fucking disclosure. Like, what are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like that's gross.
Yeah.
Stop forcing stuff on people. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah.
So-
Political Star was, but the people of Talkeetna enacted a write-in campaign, and Mayor Stubbs the cat became the new town leader.
That's so good.
That's amazing.
While whimsical, they weren't totally mad. The mayorhood was more symbolic than anything else. You have to understand, this is a town of 900 people, so...
Oh, so they just didn't make laws.
Yeah.
They were like, we're all gonna get along, I'm gonna hit down the table.
But that doesn't mean that his legacy isn't a fun one. According to Steck, he doesn't raise our taxes. We have no sales tax. He doesn't interfere with business. He's honest.
Oh my god.
We should all have cats as mayors.
Please.
Yeah, be perfect.
Yep.
Quincy would make a great mayor.
Yes.
I will sign him up right now.
I would vote for him.
With apparently the bare minimum met, the denizens of Talkeetna were content to let their furry mayor traipse around town, drinking catnip spiked water from stemware and taking meetings at the general store / his office. Mayor Stubbs' only demands were attention when he wants it and interference when he didn't.
This is beautiful.
So cute.
I love it.
Where's the cat?
I love it so much.
What did you Google?
Oh, just the whole cat. Cat for president.
Cat for president. Always. Oh, man. That would be amazing. If we had a cat,
That would be so great.
problems would get solved. Like, how could you go into a meeting, like a foreign, we send them over to like a foreign nations meeting, how could that go wrong? It would just sit in their lap and they would pet the cat and they'd be like, you know what, whatever you want, cool.
Yep.
Pet the cat. Like, that's
Well,
all you need.
Nothing would ever get done. But that being said, nothing bad could ever get done either.
See?
So if
Gotta
we
win
had a
men.
cat for president, that would basically just be 4 years of everything staying exactly the same.
Or like people deciding how to take care of things themselves.
Well, no, because you need the president to sign off on stuff. And the problem with people deciding things on their own is that all the loudest people are assholes.
Yep.
So
Yep.
all of the assholes' work would get done.
Mm-hmm. Which we
none
definitely
of
don't
the
want.
non-assholes' work would get done.
So you get a cat that can determine the assholes from the non-assholes and you bring them up to like whatever that
Oh, you should train them to use one of those boards of like pressing the thing goes angry.
Yes.
No.
No.
Outside.
The leave button.
Leave.
Leave. Leave.
And it just starts playing Get Out by JoJo.
Ah.
Oh no.
Or
They don't
the-
have an original of that on Spotify, and I'm so upset about it.
Or just the move bitch get out the way.
Yes, even better. Ludicrous. Let's do it.
All right. Anything else?
Okay.
What else we got?
1/4 of your bones are in your feet.
Sorry?
No, I hate that. I hate that so much.
I missed that.
1/4 of your bones are in your feet. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
that
why
wouldn't
people are
surprise
really
me.
into feet pictures, is because they are missing the rest of their bones.
Or they just, have
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it tracks. Hey.
That's nasty.
That's nasty.
I don't like that.
Of the 206 adult bones in the human body, 52 are found in the feet, 26 in each foot. So 1/4 of your bones are found in both your feet combined, not a singular foot.
Yeah, that's why it says feet and not foot.
Cool. I wanted to clear that up for anybody who may have missed that.
I appreciate it, because if I was listening to this podcast, it's 100% what I would have heard.
The 1 foot had 52 bones in it.
Yeah, it'd have been like half of your bones
Yeah,
your
no.
2 feet.
There are 33 joints in the human foot.
That's so many.
Feet were made for walking.
Well, yeah, but so were legs. You only got 2 bones in
You
there.
don't walk
missed
on
2
your
toes and
legs.
you can't walk.
What?
You don't
You
walk.
lose 2 toes and you can't walk.
What? No. Really?
You can lose your pinky toe, but
You just can't lose like your big toe or like you could probably lose a middle toe, maybe depending on your like equilibrium. But like if you lose a big toe, you're fucked.
Really?
yeah,
Like unless you got a lot of practice on it, yeah.
you wouldn't be able to walk with the same efficiency. You'd be able to walk, but it wouldn't look pretty.
That sounds wrong.
Well,
Why? So don't lose your feet, people.
Don't lose your feet.
Don't lose your toes, people. That is the lesson that we have learned today.
Don't lose your
They
feet.
would have tried to learn that a few years back, but they failed at it when they started doing those tucking the ballerina toes in.
Oh yeah, no, that
Ay.
hurts. Fuck.
They used to wrap those feet. That like there's a lot of mummification like
Wrap these two
evidence
toes.
on that. Wrapping your feet to make them smaller.
Yeah,
like that's what they used to do
they
in
did
the olden
that
times.
a lot
Oh yeah,
in, was it Japan?
I think it
I
was
think
one
it's
of the
Japanese culture.
Yeah, because
Definitely one of the
small feet were very popular
Yeah.
Yeah.
to fit into certain shoes.
I feel like I watched a movie about
don't-
that and cried.
Yeah, I definitely watched something about it. Maybe at one point when
I think it
one was
was-
studying Japanese culture in like high school. I don't know enough to speak about it though.
I think the moral of the story is women have been mutilating their bodies all different cultures to try to fit into society.
It's true.
Centuries.
Yes, that's true.
True.
Sister suffragette. Yay.
Oh no! Oh man.
You're stealing all my catchphrases.
Oh no!
Oh no!
man.
I start to take on other people's personalities as I go.
That's wild.
I mean, isn't that
That's
exactly how friendship works?
Is it?
yeah.
You
Yeah.
become the other person.
Basically, it's like if you spend enough time with
That's neurodivergent
somebody,
friendship.
if you spend enough time with someone, you start stealing all of their crap.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we spent all the time
yeah,
together.
That's fair.
yeah.
Sorry.
It's definitely a thing.
Wild, because then you can also like figure out what it would be like for you in a different personality.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's true.
Now we're getting into psychology. Here we go.
Oh
Yes. Ah,
You say gross. That's one of my favorite things.
I love psych.
I love psychology.
Psych is
Psychology's
fascinating.
Yeah, it's extremely
no.
fascinating.
It's something
I
I have to
agree.
be like I have to be in a certain mindset to be able to like go over and talk about.
Oh,
Because if I
legit.
think about it too much, I start thinking about the human condition and how the world is fragile in itself.
Oh
and how
yeah,
it's-
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, so the reason that we have like depression and anxiety currently, and there's more prominent in current generations, is because we know too much about ourselves.
Yeah.
Yep.
We know too much
Absolutely.
about our own brains. And
We
once
have-
your brain knows too much about itself, it tries to self-destruct.
Yep.
There's a reason that the phrase "ignorance is bliss" exists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Can I just lose a half the amount of things in my brain? That'd be wonderful. And at the same time, don't, because I need that information for a later date. Thank you.
I would like to be able to forget it and yet recall it whenever I need to.
No, can we like just leave it in a little blackout room in the back of my brain? Like, can we just shove it in the back fucking cabinet? Like,
Well, that's what trauma is.
oh yeah,
Hey.
and that's on trauma.
Hey.
All right. A blue whale's veins are so large that a human could easily swim through them.
Wow.
Gross. That is disgusting.
That
I
is
hate
weird
it.
information.
I hate it so much.
Said, thanks. I hate it.
Oh. Mm-mm.
If anyone doesn't know how this podcast works, we come up with questions and ask Nerd, and Nerd looks them up. And so they get the brunt of the knowledge.
And you can't see us, but we can see us, so we get to see all our great faces.
Oh boy.
Are you perturbed?
The aorta alone measures in at over 9 inches in diameter.
Oh no. What most men claim to be.
In diameter? I fucking hope not. Jesus Christ! Where would that even go? How?
Oh, I heard
Next time I
bigger
can
than
blow
my
a
fucking thighs. Jesus.
How big is a blowhole?
I don't want to know.
Oh
I do.
boy.
Oh, man,
God.
probably like at least as big as like somebody's head.
Can't you like not fit through their mouth though? Like
That is correct. That is true. You
Jonah and the whale was false.
you can't.
The Bible.
You can fit in their mouth, no problem. What you can't do is fit through their esophagus.
Ah, I see.
Because they eat krill.
An
And
itty bitty tiny
krill
little bit
is very, 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 very tiny.
That seems inefficient.
Well, I mean, not really. Like when you have a mouth that's huge and you swallow a whole bunch of, or not swallow, when you close your mouth over a whole bunch of water and then you filter out the water through your teeth and all the krill stay inside, I would call that pretty efficient.
That's effective and efficient.
Yeah.
It's like
Take a chomp out of the ocean and then filter the ocean back out into the ocean.
Oh.
Arr.
Like making orange juice.
oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
The pulp out.
No, they keep the pulp. They spit out the juice.
Yeah. So like what we would put in the cup, they would just toss into the garbage and then
Yeah.
keep all the pulp and eat all that nastiness.
That's
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that they enjoy that.
Love that journey for them.
Great.
All right, next one.
Sure.
I got two more.
All right.
62% of Iceland's population legitimately believes in elves. I love that they have that down to a percentage.
I
That's
feel like you should
amazing.
always believe in elves.
Yeah, I wonder if it's specifically elves or if it's the Fae in general.
Well, yeah, that's actually an important distinction. Just in general, to believe in the Fae or to believe in elves specifically,
Yeah.
it's an important distinction. I believe in all the things.
It was a 2007 study by the University of Iceland. Sorry. An estimated 62% of the nation believed that the existence of elves is more than a fairy tale.
No more information on it?
I'm getting there. There's a person with a very pretty name that I'm not going to attempt to pronounce. Because I cannot read it.
Fair enough.
When she was 9 years old, pretty name was punished for disturbing an elf, or at least she believes she was. Quote, "We would play in this field between apartment buildings in Reykjavik," the Icelandic singer-songwriter told me. "There was one rock bigger than all the other ones that towered over the field. We were certain it's an elf rock, and you shouldn't disturb the elves. It was twice my size, and with some struggle, I managed to get up there. My friends warned me it was a bad idea. And then, as I had my moment on top of it, I jumped down, and as I landed, I bit the inside of my mouth so blood was pouring out of it. I ran home crying and never touched that rock again."
Fair
That
enough.
sounds traumatic.
And her story is hardly unique. Iceland is a country riddled with stories of elves, smaller, human-like creatures with pointy ears, hidden people, interdimensional human beings, and fairies. If you're thinking of Tinkerbell, you're not far off. They're believed to be peaceful creatures, coexisting alongside humans and indulging in the same day-to-day activities, including fishing, farming, raising families, and, if the legends are any indication, occasionally lending a helping hand to humans who otherwise would die without intervention.
Aw.
I feel like that is the nicest description of fairies that I've ever read or heard.
Iceland is a safe place. It's
That's
just like
true.
everyone would be like trying to help each other. So why wouldn't the Fae be like, hey, look,
That is true. So I feel like maybe like you're probably like going off of what you just said, it makes me think of like in different areas where people are less like kind and less caring about other people. Like does that affect the fairies? Does that make them less kind
I would absolutely think so. Because the thing
and
the
caring
thing
about
with
other
the
people as well
Fae-
because they see the destruction that happens between those people? Yeah.
Yeah. My idea of the Fae is that they are a peaceful people until provoked.
Right. Like don't step in a fairy circle. Just don't
Yeah.
do it.
Like
Just don't fucking do it.
if you're gonna fuck with them intentionally, they're not gonna be pleased with that. If you're gonna fuck with them accidentally, I don't think they'll hate you. They'll probably just be a little miffed.
They're just a little upset. Like, hey, stop.
Yeah.
Touch him.
Yeah. If you're doing it intentionally though, they're
They
gonna
know.
they're gonna fuck you up.
Oh yeah. We lost
Um,
something earlier today, and I blame the Fae.
Yeah.
Just because I'm
Side note, have either of
Yeah,
you
you
ever
can't
watched
tell.
Hilda?
Hilda?
no.
Have you not
What is it?
I don't know
Hilda
what that is.
it's a Netflix show. It's a TV show. It's meant for children, but it is adorable. And it is set in a setting that is very much so Icelandic, Norwegian, Northern Europe thing. It's based off of some books. The reason I bring this up is because it is a very magical show. There are elves in it that are very small, and you can only see them when you sign paperwork. So until you sign the paperwork, they're invisible. But you can sign it, and then you can see them.
In the show, like, people have to sign paperwork to see it.
Yes.
Okay.
It's very cute. The episodes aren't very long, so I feel like for ADHD brain, it'll be okay.
You know what would be wild? If they did something like your Netflix account, you had to like sign this paper, and if you don't, you can't see the fairies in the show.
That'd be super cute.
That was amazing.
I would love that.
I love this idea.
But it's a very cute show, and I recommend it because it's also a very meaningful show. Like a lot of the lessons that are taught in it are very meaningful and like are about respect and all of that. I would recommend it to people.
It is written down in my notes.
Woo.
Everyone else go watch this because
Yes.
it sounds really
Go
fun.
watch Hilda.
Yeah. That was nice.
Thank you.
All right. Last one.
Sure.
Bubble wrap was invented to be wallpaper.
What? No.
This is my favorite one.
That's not very
I would love a room made of wallpaper.
Wait, what?
Made of bubble wrap. There we go. I was incorrect. My brain switched it. I am dyslexic and ADHD, so we're gonna blame it on both of those things.
Also, popcorn ceilings are just for aesthetics.
That's also
True.
I fucking hate that.
the ones in here are like sponge to put on there.
Yeah, these are kind of spongy. They're not popcorn. But I hate popcorn ceilings. It makes no sense.
I used to
Like, it's not cute.
I used to pick the popcorn off the ceiling thing.
First off, it falls off on its own. So, like, what if you're sitting there having a cup of coffee and then all of a sudden a fucking piece of your ceiling falls into your coffee? That's not okay.
That's germs. That's bugs.
Bubble wrap's original purpose was far from what we use the product for today. In 1957, engineer Al Fielding and Swiss inventor Mark, I don't know how to pronounce that, were
Brendanowitz.
trying to create a textured wallpaper. To do so, they sealed two shower curtains together in such a way that air bubbles were captured, giving the wallpaper a textured appearance. But the wallpaper idea didn't sell too well. Undeterred, they decided to market their invention as greenhouse insulation. Though the material did offer somewhat of an insulating effect, this idea didn't pan out properly either. It wasn't until 3 years after the origination of their invention that Frederick W. Bowers, a marketer at Sealed Air, which made the product, finally came up with the perfect use for it. On October 5th, 1959, IBM had announced their new 1401 variable word length computer. Bowers got the idea that bubble wrap could be used as a good packaging material to protect the computer while it was being shipped. And thus, bubble wrap was born.
So cool.
Fuck yeah.
It's wild that they sealed two shower curtains together. We were
Yeah,
like,
I know,
"Oh."
right?
So what if we just are sealing shit together and seeing how it pans out?
That's how things are made.
That's
So what?
that's how
works.
humans human.
Yep.
Oh man.
Just putting shit together.
Mostly
Yeah.
everything that we have ever invented was due to an accident.
Yeah.
What was the thing that we were thinking about earlier? That's like, this should be an invention.
Oh, fuck.
No, don't
All I
tell it
remember
to
is I
people.
picked up a penny that was on heads, and
Don't
that's
tell it to people.
Oh, right.
Don't mention
when
it.
we were back.
Mention it to me after I've shut down the podcast.
Yes, we'll make you make the things.
Say it and just bleep it out. The big loud.
I could absolutely. That would be hilarious.
I'm trying to remember what it was.
We can't do that if we can't remember what it is, though.
That's the problem.
Vic probably knows. You were saying it to him.
I thought we were outside when you picked up that penny.
No, it had fallen out of my pocket. It was because we were doing laundry at that point.
I
I did pick it up outside, but then we were doing
right.
laundry and mentioned
Y'all
and stuff, and I
have
was like, "Oh, the penny
pennies.
fell out on the floor," and I picked it up.
I always forget that y'all have pennies.
Do you not have pennies?
No.
It's a useless coin.
We got rid of the penny because it costs more to make a penny than a penny is worth, so we just got rid of them.
Yes,
That's smart. That's very smart.
We should definitely.
We
do
just round everything up or down by 5 cents.
that. You know
Hell yeah.
that everyone says that there's a coin shortage here, but there's actually not. It's just a thing people say to scare people.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Like Fox News.
Fake news!
Fox News doesn't exist. That's a myth.
Fake news.
Fake news!
Oh man. Well, this feels like the end.
This does feel like the end. We are right on schedule.
Ah, dope. That's dope as fuck. We did stuff.
This is awesome.
Fucking
Still love-
killed it, bro.
We learned
Yeah.
things. All
Fucking
of which
killing
my
the game.
brain has already dumped out of my skull.
Woo!
Other than the aorta fact, I now know that whale aortas are 9 inches long.
In
Why?
diameter.
In diameter.
Specifically.
Yeah, do not want a penis that big.
No.
If you do, reduction.
Why?
I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Other than that, you can send us cool facts at friendlyneighborhoodchangeling@gmail.com, and
Yes,
I
yes,
might
yes.
look at them, hopefully. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this podcast and learned a lot of things.
I know I did.
This has been not for educational purposes.
We
Goodbye.
love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Ah!
There we go. Perfect.